Hi, I'm Chris Ann Hall, and I want to talk to you today about something very, very important. Something that happened yesterday that I'm afraid will go completely unnoticed. Yesterday, the Department of Justice, several cities within the United States, several municipalities, linked up with the United Nations to form a global police initiative. It is called the Strong Cities Network. Am I just mouthing conspiracy here? No. I want to share with you the speech that the Attorney General Loretta Lynch gave before the United Nations. This is such an attack on our Constitution. This is such an attack on the sovereignty of our states. This will eliminate...
Oh, excuse me. I am just deemed a slave. I am an Aboriginal Indian, descendant of the losing side of colonization. What you're witnessing is you're witnessing a descendant of a colonist realizing they're about to be colonized. So this is the look on your black face 400 years ago, and this is the look on her face now. Remember, this is an American citizen who's about to lose their American citizen status. I am just a measly U.S. citizen. My rights are granted from this person and on this person's kind. So we'll just listen into what she's saying, because she realizes her cities have been sold away.
The rights of the people as we know them under a constitutional republic. I want to show you, this is how we will have the UN Arms Treaty. This is how we will have UN control in the United States. It will bypass Congress. It will bypass the treaty process. It will be implemented on the local level so people will never even notice. This is how the UN property policies are being applied in the United States through local initiatives, and now we're going to see a global police force. Look how easily the federal government has partnered up with our local police force, completely defying every limitation established by our Constitution. And now, through this local initiative, we are going to see international intervention within our local governments and our local police force. You don't have to believe me. I want to share with you parts of Loretta Lynch's speech. And you can go to my Facebook page and get a link to this speech as well. I will put a link on the bottom of this video so you can go to this and read the entire speech for yourself, so you know that I'm just not cherry picking and making this up. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to be reading a large portion of this speech because it is so rich with things that should be screaming warnings to Americans who want to preserve the Constitution and preserve our inherent liberties as we know them, as they were established to be ours with a limited government. You know, the very beginning of Loretta Lynch's speech is just really disturbing. And so I'm going to start at the very beginning. Thank you, Mayor de Blasio, for those kind words, for your dedication to promoting equality and expanding opportunity, for your service to the people of this great city, the city I call home. I would also like to recognize High Commissioner for Human Rights, Prince Al Hussein, and the UN Habitat Program for their inspiring work and bold leadership as we work to create a future of sustainable peace, development, and opportunity. America, this is the intervention, the incorporation of foreign influence and foreign law that our framers warned us about. George Washington warned us in his farewell address. He said, against the insidious wiles of foreign influence, I conjure you to believe me, fellow citizen, that foreign influence is the most baneful foe of a Republican government. He said that it would be the destruction of our liberty. And here we have the Attorney General of the United States and mayors from our cities embracing this very thing that our framers warned us about. She says, I'd like to thank all of the mayors and other municipal leaders who are helping to ensure safe and prosperous futures for our communities and our world by serving on the steering committee of the Strong Cities Network. This is the name for this. Now, I have searched all over the UN website. You cannot find a web page for the Strong Cities Network yet. We will keep watching and see when this comes up. But this is an initiative that was spearheaded yesterday in New York City, and will come to fruition in spring of 2016 in Paris, France, at the UN meeting there. She says, it is a pleasure to join a distinguished group of leaders on this historic occasion, and it's a privilege to represent the Obama administration. Really?
Alright, so, these people take oaths to their Constitution. The Constitution protects the people. As you can hear, your Attorney General takes her oath to the administration, not to the Constitution, which, truly doesn't bother me. You've heard my statement at the beginning. This is what she's reading, U.S. Department of Justice and Strong Cities. It's just like that song that you've been listening to, Safe and Sound, right? And this is really, it's the music comes first, because they have to trick you with the music. Safe and sound, capital cities, right? So who would name themselves capital cities? It has nothing to do with the band. It has to do with what they're saying. In these capital cities, in these Strong Cities Network, you'll be safe and sound. I really think you're having a hard time believing that this safe and sound thing that you've been listening to for almost 2 years has anything to do with this. Well, they're not going to let me play the music. So you should just go open another tab and just type this in, capital cities, safe and sound. And I want you to listen to what's the meat? What are you getting out of the song Capital Cities? Okay, destruction's fucking coming, and you're only gonna survive destruction within these capital cities. So,
when did we have an Attorney General that represents an administration? Do you see how far we have deviated from a government of the people, by the people, for the people? We, the people, in order to form a more perfect union, now have an Attorney General that represents an administration. Now you see where the loyalties go, right? Now you see why there is absolutely no focus on the Constitution and the rights of the people, because there's no loyalty to it. The loyalty is to the Obama administration. And then, I guess as an afterthought, she adds, and the United States. As we inaugurate this initiative, collaborative, and critically important global effort. This is the globalization of America. We need to understand that. We cannot allow this. This is a complete and total attack on who we are. She says, it is a pleasure to join such distinguished group of world leaders on this historic occasion, and it's privilege to represent the Obama administration in the United States as we inaugurate this initiative, collaborative and critically important global effort. It is clear that the challenge of building resilience against violent extremism, a challenge that spans vast oceans and borders while impacting our most tightly knit cities and towns. Neither the Justice Department I lead, nor the administration in which I serve. You see, there's that loyalty again. neither the Justice Department that I lead nor the administration that I serve will ever back down from our commitment and our responsibility to safeguard our citizens and defend our homeland. The government of the United States is fully invested in this collaborative approach. Do you see where the loyalty is in this? This is very shocking. This is not something that we should be embracing. Turning over our local governments and our local police force to a global initiative is complete loss of control for a people.
Well, it reminds me of, our belief in the history that's been given to us by what we call Caucasians. Yes, it's very unique, isn't it? Them that take with the sword shall be taken with the sword? Is that Old Testament coming to life again? Is that what that is? Is that Old Testament coming to life again? I want to know.
Over their government. How are you going to control your police force? I mean, what happens if you get a police force?
Whoa! When we live in a system where people with afros and dark skin get gunned down all the time. All the time. And now that somebody wrote some shitty piece of paper, now you care? Now you care with the police too. Oh, they killed some Negroes out in the street. I don't give a fuck. Let's go to work. Now. Oh, thank you, Mr. de Blasio, Mayor de Blasio. Oh, we're going to unite the UN in our cities. Thank you, Prince Ziad Arid. Yes. Now this person gives a shit about her community. Now that it belongs to somebody else.
Becomes corrupt and out of control. You no longer have a hand on your police force because they will now be directed and funded by not only the federal government, but by global influence. That is not a government of the people. That is a government of itself. She continues and says, through our Model Regions program, that's the program where the federal government has infiltrated our local law enforcement, completely setting aside every aspect of posse comitatus without actually implement, right? Federal officials have partnered with a wide array of local stakeholders, including government, public safety officers, social service providers, educators, businesses, and nonprofits to build and implement community resilience frameworks. This is your foreshadowing that this cities network, right? The strong cities network will not just pull in your cities, but it's going to pull in every aspect of your cities, down to the minute administrative aspects of who you are. Do you see this? Social service providers. We are now going to get United Nations and foreign government influence in social services. Do you know what this means? That means that the human rights platform of the United Nations to rob parents of their parental rights is going to be implemented on the local level. This is not tinfoil hat stuff. I am reading you the very text.
Let me get this straight. As you being the leader of the country, your white community was allowed to go into anybody's fucking home anyway and take their goddamn kid from them. Just because your system didn't constantly do that to white people, it was no problem. When it constantly did that to black people, you were like, fucking hooray. Hooray. They stripped another nigger of his family. But now you can see the writing on the wall, and now you're upset? Oh, I'm glad. Oh, the privy, the joy for me to sit here and be able to rewind your whining.
to rob parents of their parental rights is going to be implemented on the...
That's what your fucking magistrate system does now. We live in a system formed by you that kicks our males out of the home. The state won't assist our women if our males live in the home. I bet your people receive assistance with the unmarried, unwed male in the home. But now it's bigoted. Now that you're in the same container that we are. No more Liberty Bell. No more split law. No more two sides. Now you're the nigger too. You don't sound so happy.
This is not tinfoil hat stuff. Aspects of who you are. Do you see the social service providers? We are now going to get United Nations and foreign government influence in social services. Do you know what this means? That means that the human rights platform of the United Nations to rob parents of their parental rights is going to be implemented on the local level. This is not tinfoil hat stuff.
Yay! Now you get to experience all the cruel shit you've done to the people you stole the fucking land to.
I am reading you the very text. She says, these efforts have shown us the power of harnessing our local expertise and leveraging local leadership to creative, targeted, and effective approaches to eradicating, once again, violent extremism is the word that she uses in any community. We have learned that an open dialogue and consistent engagement with a wide range of constituents is essential to crafting strategy and forging partnerships that will address the full scope of the threats we face. What is that full scope? What is that full scope? She says, we have observed a need for that mechanism that will expand to the most effective efforts to reach people around the globe. What is that scope? That scope of partnership is now global. Because she says until now, we have lacked that mechanism. We are making the first systematic effort in history to bring together cities around the world to share experiences, to pool resources, and to forge partnerships in order to build local cohesion and resilience on a global scale.
Yeah.
We lost control of our local governments when the feds came in and started funding and directing. What's going to happen?
Oh, what do the feds do? Oh, they set up laws. What else do the feds do? Oh, they steal land from other people. Oh, you got into bed with fucking land thieves. And they leased you the fucking land you stay on. And now you're mad because the lease done ran out. That's what you're saying. And you know, when since the lease done ran out, your protective services have run out as well.
With a global scaled initiative. She says, by connecting municipal leaders, facilitating information, sharing and providing training and other assistance where appropriate, the Strong Cities Network will help to fashion a global response to a global issue. She's not talking about connecting municipality leaders in Dallas, Sacramento, Jacksonville, Florida, Atlanta, or New York City. She's talking about linking all of those cities with Paris, with cities within France and Italy and Spain, and bringing in a global network of...
No, what they're talking about is linking all major cities to the UN. See, that's what you're missing. You can leave the municipality that you're in. Go live in the forest. And then you're the problem of the U.S. government. Because they said stay off those lands. See, you're missing the point. Your cities were never your cities. That's why gargoyles and demons were built into the stonework. Nothing more than power hubs like the damn movie Ghostbuster.
Foreign law, foreign influence, and foreign
You're European. You're a goddamn foreigner.
Initiatives into our local governments. She says, I want you to know that the Obama administration is deeply committed to ensuring that Strong Cities Network is as strong and vibrant and resilient as the cities it unites. There's that loyalty again. Not to the Constitution or to the people, but to the Obama administration. And I want to tell you, I would be just as outright.
See, here's the problem. You believe in the word loyalty, and you don't even understand where to place your loyalty. You're worried about your loyalty for a constitution or your loyalty to this or that country. What you should have loyalty to is life. See, because you've leagued yourself. You've linked yourself. You've been in league the whole time with death. And you know what? You can see death coming for you. Now you're panicking. Because they're going to steal the land right up underneath your feet. And foreign soldiers from your homeland are going to haul your ass off.
If this was an attorney general who was talking about our loyalty to the Bush administration, this is not how we formed a constitutional republic. This is a totalitarian leadership.
You formed a constitutional republic with war and death, and you're fucking purposely pretending to be ignorant to it. Now, war and death are coming to strip away from you what it gave you. Holy be the name of Haya. Death be the name of your God, Jesus. Christians and Catholics did this to everyone, and Christians and Catholics are about to do it again.
She says, resilient as a city it unites, connecting those localities to one another, as the Strong Cities Network is doing. It is not only a powerful way to uplift our communities worldwide, it also sends a message, she says, about who we are and what we aspire to be. An alliance of nations as a global community.
Cities are stuck in one spot in the soil. Cities are considered domination or dominion. If you get stuck in one city and something rules over that city and you cannot leave that city, you are then the subject of that entity or person's domination. This is the whole point. To lock you into one place so that you die there. It does not matter what you do while you dwell there. It matters that you die there. They dwell on death. Her master is coming to collect her.
I just simply want to ask you, is that who we want to be? Because that's who we're trying to be. That's who our government wants us to be. That's who our cities are going to make us be. If we just sit back and remain distracted by Donald Trump, budgets, and John Boehner. We keep being distracted by congressional hearings over emails that are never going to do anything. They're just smoke and mirrors. They're just dog and pony shows to distract us from what is going on right underneath our noses. And I just want to ask you, because that's the choice. I am not here to influence you to believe any certain thing whatsoever. I want you to be aware of what's going on. And I simply want to ask you this question. Do you like this? Is this who you want to be? Not a government of people. Not a place where governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed, and when any form of government operates contrary to those means, it is the right and the duty of the people to alter or abolish them. I just want to ask you, do you want to be a global initiative? Are you happy being a global community where government knows best and international rule will dictate policy to us down to the very minutest of levels?
You came from fucking Europe. You came with permission slips from Europe to steal, to rape, to murder. Are you really fucking saying that to the public? Do you think the rest of the world doesn't understand what Europeans are?
Community where government knows best and international rule will dictate policy to us down to the very minutest of levels. Is that who you want to be?
Oh, we're going to have to stop right there. We're going to have to stop right there. Let's... Oh, shit. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Let's just get into it. We're talking about a system that says, ooh, separation from England, then names everything after fucking England. Is that separation? Did George Washington get cornered? Did he have to make a deal? Did he have to stage a play? Oh, we're separate but connected. Has anybody ever heard of the New England states? Were the New England states named New England stuff while Washington was still sitting in the house? We're fighting against the English. We are English. We're fighting against the English, and we just named everything in these 5 states where we live English shit. New England. Do I need to do this? This is how backwards this shit is.
Are you happy being a global community?
You're a fucking Christian. Your job is to go around and kill fucking people and steal their resources. Have you been happy being a part of a global community? Have you been happy being part of the Catholic Church, being the army of the Catholic Church? They preach Jesus and you fucking do wickedness and say it's the right thing to do. You've constantly done this for hundreds of years. Tell me which fucking country went along with genocide that wasn't Christian. Tell me one Christian nation that didn't fucking murder some whole people off. It's fucking trash.
Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed, and when any form of government operates contrary to those means, it is the right and the duty of the people to alter or abolish them. I just want to ask you, do you want to be a global initiative? Are you happy being a global community where government knows best and international...
We send our American soldiers, based on our government, out to kill fucking people. Steal their oil, steal their lithium, steal their women, steal their children, steal their families. We bring their families over here. Their families can't speak any English. Why do we take them off their soil? Because we poison their soil. We use fucking weapons of mass destruction that were fucking coated with chemicals. That's why. Our soldiers come home sick because they hold right next to their fucking heart bullets that have what? Minerals that shouldn't be in there. They're holding that shit. Listen, if they put magnesium in fucking bullets, and magnesium is lethal to humans, are those soldiers shooting nonstop? Hell no. Half the day they're walking around with the ammo pack right against their organs. How long do you think you can have magnesium or lithium or whatever the fuck they put in for tracer rounds. How long do you think you could have that? Like against your torso? Where's your spare bullets go? In your hip? How long can those bullets sit against? These aren't regular bullets, people. These are bullets of war. They tell you the Iraq War, we used bullets that what? That contaminated the people, irradiated the people. If they survived, they would be glowing. We did this. This white supremacist nation that pretends it doesn't exist. Your Liberty Bell split liberty for what we call white, who fucking aren't white, and what we call black, who definitely ain't black. Now that your rights have been trampled on, oh, now it's a big fucking deal. It's okay to witness all this fucking murder. It's okay to be the root of all this murder. You and your fucking white Christianity, your social white supremacy. Now it's a problem. Because class warfare is changing.
Global initiative. Are you happy being a global community where government knows best and international rule will dictate policy to us down to the very minutest of levels? Is that who you want to be? Is that the place you want your children to live in? Because the choice is...
Our children can get taken from us, fucking murdered any day. Just because it doesn't happen constantly, just because we don't see it, because it's spread out over 50 states, don't mean it doesn't affect us. Now it can affect you. Now it can affect the Caucus. Whether rich or poor. See, none of you are wealthy. All your wealth has been stripped away. This is the beauty of it. When I'm in FEMA, rotting in chains, you will be across from me. You'll be across from me. And then, when we're in chains, there's only one of us that's rich. You've given up. You've called on your Jesus non-stop. Nothing has changed. The same destruction on the soil we'll be locked together on will still be going on. The same destruction that you brought here with your God. And you're still going to be crying out to that God. Just like you're crying on this fucking video. Pouring your heart out. It's not fair. What the fuck do you mean? White skin's fair. You can't say white skin is fair and say not fair. That must mean it's black. This is black skin. That's exactly what it is. Your white ass has been given black skin. And somehow, because of all your lies, it's all folding right back on you. Isn't that funny? Fair has to do with what? A person's well-being. You told the whole fucking world fair has to deal with fucking a curse. That's fair. This is not fair. Not fair. Fair and not fair. Fair skin, not fair skin. We'll be chained together. We'll be chained together thanks to your Masonic bullshit. If my God frees me, I'm not freeing you.